made it. I'm finally ready. Tried to upload a file at the last minute. Found out I couldn't do it. Wouldn't let me do it. And it had to do with what I'm going to talk about, what I wanted to talk about, the title of the video. I found out at the last minute I can't upload the file. I found out at the very last minute. So I started hustling to see, to come up with another way. I messed it up. Or I didn't figure out how to do it. So I can only share like part of it. Brethren, Elijah, Dave, thank you, brethren, joining me. My name is Jehovih Ben Yisrael. Welcome to my channel. It's a channel where I'm a Faithist, and I like to try to speak and minister and share with other Faithists. The world doesn't know who we are for right now, but they will. I don't say that in a proud manner. I'm just saying that when you understand what the Creator has in store for all of man, then you would know what I mean. The Creator calls all of us, He calls all of His children. We come from the Creator whether we like it or not. We come from the Creator whether we like it or not. And there are some brethren who realize this, and they've been called to come into the light, to share it, to be a light, to inherit the kingdom. And the kingdom, this may sound kooky, is godship, goddessship, rulership. If you know a little bit about science, you know that the universe is constantly expanding. It's constantly expanding. And I just think of that. There are millions and millions, I guess, of galaxies in the universe, maybe even, who knows, billions, who knows, man, and the universe. Now, the universe is constantly expanding. And who knows how many worlds are being created ever so often, for however long it takes to create creation, planets, worlds out there somewhere. Somebody got to run them. See, the Creator's plan is that you're going to run it. How do you like that? His plan is to make His children, as these worlds keep getting created, worlds like this one that we are sitting on right now. Creator says He creates, those are being created as we speak. So you see the plan? We're not the only ones. There are countless other mortals living on other planets. And then they get assigned, they ascend in their maturity. They become gods and goddesses, and they go to the Etherian realm, and some of them become even Orion chiefs and, even other higher levels, from my best understanding. And they get sent out, this planet, that over there, and all the other hundreds of billions of planets. And that's, now you can see the big picture of the Creator. Right now we're on earth, future gods and goddesses. This is our proving ground. We're born now. We're in the flesh. We're going to give up the flesh. We're going to go into the spirit. First, second, or third resurrection, and then on to Etheria, then Nirvana, and I don't know the order or the height or the different realms and the order of them, but with the Creator, I mean, you ought to at least be able to think, man, It should only make sense. I mean, it's just too logical, man. I mean, and so when you get that understanding of the OAHSPE Bible and the Creator, you see what His plan is, you can put this world to rest, meaning you can become dispassionate towards it. I mean, not to stop caring, about brothers and sisters, and you know what I mean? But to practice empathy, to practice taking yourself off, taking off your cares, you're self-focused. I had to go to the hospital today. I mean, I had just a normal appointment, And the driver that came and picked me up, they assigned me a driver, so he's the one. He comes, picks me up, transportation, And he's one. He's an Aries. Okay, just to let you guys know, you might know what a vibration of Aries is under. And they can be pretty self-focused. That's the sign of the child. The sign of a child. And that means they're pretty self-focused. They don't talk to you, they talk at you. They don't talk with you, they talk to be heard more than, all they know is themselves. Now, not all of them are like that, but he picked me up, we went for a ride, and I couldn't get a word in. I didn't really want, I don't really like to talk outside of the my ministry, the channel. And and I think that's why I really keep to myself nowadays. It's just that I'm having trouble handling talking to people, and you try to talk and it goes in one ear and out the other. I wasn't even talking about the OAHSPE or anything like that. I already shared this with the driver. It went in one ear and out the other. I talked with him, a few months back when I first came in, told him about it, went in one ear and out the other. He just wanted to be heard. He didn't want to listen. Now, I'm not coming down on him. I'm just saying that's where some people are at. They ain't got no ability to discern, to examine themselves, to see how you are coming across. So I've learned to just listen. When he picks me up, I just listen. I say a couple of yells and, oh, okay, and I see, all right, and I know what you're saying, or, and it's cool with me. I like to enjoy the scenery as he's driving, he's doing all the talking, and you don't have to say any, if I don't make a sound, at least when he's talking, he'll say, you hear me, or did you hear what I said? And I say, oh, yeah, and I am listening, but it shows that they're not interested. They don't have enough discernment. They don't have enough self-awareness to be able to have a conversation. They're self-focused. Now, he's under, I've met a lot of Aries people like that. They got a strong vibration of their needs, what they think, and that's the one zodiac sign that uses the word, if it's a word, I think this. They use it even more than the average person. I. And it still glorifies the Creator, because as, at least in my case, having met signs of all kinds, and that does fit the way the Creator, the vibration he has put them under. And it kind of documents the struggle that we all got too, because really all of us got certain proclivities that, we all got strengths and we got weaknesses. And the Creator, he basically, he puts, actually, we need that too. We need to have something to overcome, because those tetracts, they kind of keep you in check. The tetracts, the negative attitudes, the 7 tetracts, you have to admit, man, even if you got a person who's not into self-examination, examining themselves, searching yourself, judging yourself, at some time or another, their conscience say, man, you shouldn't have did that, and they have a little self-focus. And Creator, he laid it on, man. He laid the tetracts on him, and it's kind of a way to keep you in check. But it's like, in this reality, you look around, it's barely keeping people, you look at the crimes that the Uzians, I'll say, are capable of, and it's like it's like what little hold that the conscience has is slipping away. My brother, he talked to me on the phone. I mean, my flesh and blood brother, he comes in the room every now and then, probably listening now. He told me he was talking with our uncle, and basically my uncle disrespected him, disrespected my brother. And the way I looked at it was like me knowing my uncle's zodiac sign and then putting everything together, how Capricorns, they do have a mean streak in them. They're capable of being very mean to you. They have what's called a mean streak. They're known for having, a streak of meanness. And so my brother was telling me that I had to fight off that vibration of wanting to hate my uncle. I had to fight it off. But what helped me was I understood his vibration that he was under. My mom is gone, and she would have checked him if she had heard that he had disrespected my brother. She would have checked him. And that's what kept him, really, I think, all along, all our life. That's what kept him from showing meanness to his sister's children all that time. Now she's gone. He feels like he don't have to care anymore. Now, like I said, I had to struggle with wanting to hate him for treating my brother that way. And then it's like I got the thought in my mind. It reminded me of that verse in the OAHSPE where the Creator says, light answers everything. And it was like the thought that came to me was like, you too, Yaikwab. Don't think that you're immune. It'll answer you too. Meaning, it's like karma, I guess you could call it. The brother in the chat told me. Or that's the name he used it. He said he called it karma. That's real. Sometimes there's instant karma. Hey, did you brethren hear the song I was playing? Did you brethren hear that song I was playing? That's Brother Reggie Upshaw. That's Brother Reggie Upshaw, the brother who comes in the room. Did you hear that?
You talking so sweet, well, you need it. You say you won't cheat, well, you need it. You're tapping your feet, well.
The brother's a jazz singer, man. We got some powerful people in the kingdom. Yeah, that's Brother Reggie right there, man. I hope he hears this, come in and check in with us. He comes in the chat every now and then. But if, I as Faithists, man, we had to turn the other cheek. You got the thing that came to me when my brother told me that was that light, L-I-G-H-T, it answers everything. And that's what keeps us in check. Because we know better. Light brethren, sons and daughters of light, talking about OAHSPE, Faithist, OAHSPE Bible, brethren. We know to keep ourselves in check, and that these things that the tabraks that we come up against is really for our own good, to chisel us and sculpt us into the character. Because none of us like to eat the vibration that come over us that make us want to hate somebody or make us mad or make us angry. None of us like that. Well, I don't like to deal with it. Wish we could hit a button and make it all go away, but we under a process. And the Creator, he say when he cleans something out, he do it from the root, meaning he cleans it out, meaning me, you as Faithists, when we examine, when we judge ourselves and the things that we don't like about ourselves, then you know good and well, that's the Creator speaking, saying this, remove this, remove that, work on this, get rid of that. And sometimes, I forgot to switch the tab. My room, I'm just showing this right here. And I'm going to go to some verses in the room, but I was, just sharing about how that self-focus, that's really in the world, and sometimes it can make you tired. Talking to my brother last night, I was asking him to come back on again on the video today so we could chop it up some more, and hopefully other brethren may want to join in the conversation. Whether he will or not, I don't know. But we were talking last night. We talked for probably 3 or 4 hours on the phone. Me and Antonio talked for about 3 or 4 hours. Man, we just talking about OAHSPE things that the world can't receive. And it was a killer, man, that conversation wasn't recorded so we could share it. If he decided to come back on, I'm going to see if we could try to duplicate it so that you brethren can be blessed by the things. We talk, it's one of those things where, sometimes you eat good food, but you forget what you had. I have such a short-term memory. I remember talking to the brother last night. We ate some good food, and I have to take a minute to think about the things that we talked about, what we shared about. We talked about our reality. And I can't remember the specifics, and that's what I'm trying to regurgitate right now. I can't do it because I got to think about what I'm saying, and I can't, it'll probably come to me, and I'll share things as I go along. We had a great conversation. And I love talking, to be honest, everybody likes talking with people who are like-minded, such as yourself. There's some people in this reality, you just have a good, you connect with them. And that's, as far as Faithist sons and daughters, we know good and well. I don't even have to know you, brother. You don't have to know me, but we can strike up a conversation. That's how, one way, the Creator, he really seemed to unite all of us. But we on common ground. We're in a spiritual, we're under a spiritual vibration. We're in a situation where, I'm telling you, man, going back to that driver, the Aries brother who couldn't hear, he can't hear you talking to him. And I've known the brother for a little while, so I can dig it. I just sit there and, I just, give my yes, yeah, I hear you, right, yeah, And I realize he's not interested in, he might be interested if I was to be more forceful, but I've known a lot of people like that. And the reason why I'm even bringing it out is because the OAHSPE, we got a road to climb, really. You dealing with inconsiderate, people, it seems like there are people who are inconsiderate. They're inconsiderate either, what's the word the Bible uses? Sins of omission and sins of commission, meaning you do things, some things you know what you're doing, and some things you don't know what you're doing. Now, when my uncle dealt with my brother that way, he knew what he was doing. I don't care if you're sick in the mind, or even if you're sick in the mind and you're declining in your mental abilities. Human kindness, man, especially towards family, you don't forget that. You know how to be respectful to somebody that's part of, your flesh and blood. You know how to do that. But there are some people, they're under a vibration that they're evil. They can get wicked like that. And then that vibration, that's likely to spread. Now the other person wants to get wicked back. And then they go and deal with somebody, and they, their vibration follows them. And the Creator is one reason why he's telling you that if we can't deal, if we don't shut it down, we can spread it. Eventually, probably, become stagnant and go back into the world, carrying that mindset with us, unable to grow or hear anything, hear any light, So I got to give thanks to the Creator, man, for he given us the big picture. It sticks in our mind that we're called here, we on the earth, to mature spiritually, and this is what it's going to take. It's going to take you being able to drive Satan out, drive him out. That's us. That's what's in us. Satan, that wicked vibration. OAHSPE talks about people of the earth and people of the spirit. And people of the earth, I mean, it's plain and simply, these are people who are going to become gods and goddesses later on. Right now, they're stagnating in their elevation. Stagnating in their elevation. It's like that Midas commercial, you pay me now or you pay me later. The only problem the only warning that I have for brethren who they don't want to elevate now, they want to enjoy the earth, they want to take advantage of the things of the earth. I'm gonna try to commit to memory that verse where the Creator says when he talks about money. You remember that verse we was talking about where he says that you're going to have to do without money later what you can do with money now. Remember that? You're going to have to do with money without money later. You got to do, meaning it's somewhat easier now for us to work on our spirit and prepare it for our separation from the body. It seems like the Creator saying it's easier and it takes less time. Then when we enter into our spirit body. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. The Creator seems to be saying it's easier now. It's like our reality, our corporality in the body. It seems the Creator is saying that's money. It's easier and it takes less time. If I'm not wrong, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. He said that people, they cross over and they could be 100 years or even more in captivity to a false god. What about people who are atheists? I don't see it as any easier for them because remember, the Creator, he said that you'll be easily duped. I can't get my mind off of that. How you never laid a foundation. You didn't really care. You just was busy. Maybe you were enjoying your reality. You were enjoying the earth, but the very thing you were enjoying was taking you away from the things that really, the world we live in is full of distractions, man. It's full of distractions, It's either there to make you angry or to bless you, but it caters to your flesh to where if there's any inconvenience, any discomfort comes to the flesh, you easily can take your mind off of the little tiniest bit of spirit that you were trying to entertain, and you get thrown off balance. You get set, you get a spirit on you, because of what somebody did, and it make you self-focused and how they did, and it's all part of the earth, and it takes you away. It can do it all the way to the end of your life, man. There's people, that's the earth. That is the earth. That's the danger for us Faithists. That we can, we get so self-focused. That's why you see the Creator, he always talking about serving your brother, considering your brother, what you can do for your brother. Always be outward focused. Don't be inward focused. Don't get into analysis paralysis where you get stagnated. So welcome to my channel. Anybody who may be new to it, I like to make it about, I like to try to use this channel so that brethren, if they want to come on, you got something you want to say on your spirit about, and you might be able to encourage other brethren. That's the whole reason for this channel right here. That's the whole reason for this channel right here. It's an opportunity. The thing with the Faithist, if you got endurance, you home free, man. If you got endurance, because you're going to need it. I mean, days where it seemed like you just staring into nothing. Ain't nothing around you. Can't feel nothing. Can't see nothing. Don't know nothing. Creator, he put you through a lot of that. I mean, if you can stand the test of time, and I love what that brother told me. I love what he told me. I just can't remember who told me. I was saying, man, I pray I don't get burnt out. I hope I don't get burnt out, man, doing what I'm doing. I can't foresee it. And the brother said, hey, man, he said, you ain't going to burn out, Yaquab. You're not going to burn out. And looking at brethren, when I was in the Israelites, I used to hear, oh, man, brother, yeah, he went back into the world, powerful brother. Knew the Bible backward and forward, was mighty in the faith. Here today, gone tomorrow. And that used to always shake me. And that was under a false doctrine. I mean, they didn't know it. But it's been I don't really hear a lot of stuff like that with the Faithists. Brother fell off, went back in the world and no longer is walking. And I've not even heard, I mean, I know I've only been in like, what is this, like 9 months now? 8 months in the faith, knowing about the OAHSPE. But I don't hear brethren talk that way. Brother left, never came back. Brother disappeared. And this is like a different type of faith where it's like a different, for one, Creator, he don't seem to command you. He don't seem to put us under the vibration that we need to, that we have to, be doing things like this video, out on the street. I don't really seem to see that in the OAHSPE, where he talked about you getting out, you getting out there and getting in people's faces like that. I don't really seem to see that. And it's like anything you do is just because it's in you to do it. It's like it's all the credit, all of it's got to go to the Creator. It can't. And I think that we in a situation where a lot of people, I think they in it for vainglory, and that's why you burn out. I seem to think that the Creator, he's raising up sons and daughters, and they just, it's just in them. They can't change who they are. They just can't change who they are. It's ingrained in you. The word, I mean, it just resonates too much. It's like the Creator, he put us in a situation where there he is, Nazarene Essene Faithist. Brother, it was nice of you to join us on the Bible study yesterday. That was a shot in the arm. That was pretty cool. The only reason why I left, though, is because, there's Antonio. That's the brother we talked on the phone. Hey, Nazarene, the only reason I left the study early yesterday because they was doing the bread basket. And whatever they do, I think, now I could have been wrong. I might have left too early because I read the email that the brother sent me about what the class is going to be on. And when I clicked on, they said they was going to do the bread basket. And when they do the bread basket, then I don't join in on that. I just, I don't take part in that for right now. Yeah, they did the healing basket. I don't take part in that for right now. I probably will later on, but I wanted to read. I like the lessons he does. But when they do the healing basket, then I just I don't want to join that right now. And they do it every so often. But it was good to see you, man. It was good to see you. Tone, how you doing, bro? Man, we had a killer conversation last night, man. That was really powerful. Man, it was bad that I couldn't take that somehow. But brother, if you want, like I was telling you, you want to come back on and we can just talk, man. It's just, you just let me know. Just come backstage. I'll bring you on. If you get vibration on you to say something, you want to come on and have a conversation, by all means, brother. And we'll just pick right up where we left off. I found something on the internet, or actually, Antonio, that's why I was going to do, you see the video lesson? Faithist Offspring. That's the brother that gave it to me. Tone Lowly. That's the brother that he turned me on to it. It's like that told me the reason. I mean, a lot of things I see in my life right now, a lot of things happen for a reason, man. The brother called me. We ended up talking 3 or 4 hours, turned me on to the video file in Brother Omian's room, and I came across this article, and it's just knocked out, man. It's actually sometimes reading the OAHSPE, man, reading what the Creator is doing, sometimes I don't even want to read it because it's like you don't want to eat dessert because it's going to taste so good. You just don't want to see it go. And so the brother, he shared that file with me. And I immediately said, man, this is why the brother contacted me, got in touch with me. This is the Creator's way of blessing you. Just keep blessing you. And so I'm going to read what I was able to share. What I could. At the last minute, I found out I couldn't upload it. I thought I would be able to make a page out of it and share it on screen and then read it. So I'm going to have to wait until next week, Creator will, or probably tomorrow, where I can make a file out of it and then I can present it on video here. It's an incredible reading, man. It's just, oh my. And I'm just going to share as much as I can with you. I could read it, but you wouldn't be able to follow along. So I'm not going to do the whole thing today. I'm just going to read what I was able to upload. And at least you'll be able to get a taste of what I'm talking about. I'm going to find a way to make a big file out of it and pick it up on probably Friday, read the whole thing. And I have to say this, man. The Creator is just plain and simple able to share with us in words, symbols, and bless our souls. And I just never seen anything like it. I'm just sharing some verses as I'm going along. I'm going to read what I posted, what I uploaded from what the brother showed me. And then my plan was just to go back and look at some verses in my room that I have uploaded, share that. And again, if you want to come on, you want to share anything, even if you want to testify and talk about how the Creator, he brought you from there to here, man, you're welcome. Matter of fact, I'm talking all this. I didn't even put the link in the room. I forgot to put the link in the room. Hold on a second. Put the link in the room. Let me put the link in the room. But the world, man, the world, man. I mean, I when I have to go out into the world and do business, honestly, really, man, it's like the Twilight Zone. It's like the Twilight Zone. You talk to people, they can't hear you. I mean, if the subject switched to God, which is I quit sharing openly. I stopped introducing the Creator, the OAHSPE. I stopped introducing it in my life. And I like to wait and see if the Creator, he'll open the door for me. If he opened the door for me, I will let it all hang out. I'll do the best I can if he opened the door. But that situation I had with my cousin, that was the last straw. That was the last straw for me so far as trying to bring up the OAHSPE. That was the last straw. And I hate to say that. So I wait on somebody to throw the first punch. Then I let it all hang out. I let it all hang out. So again, I'm just going through some and also somebody made an objection to Brother Omian's room when I was posting in there because I was using AI to explain some verses. So I stopped sharing in those other two rooms in case anybody is listening or will come across the video. I stopped sharing AI in Omian's rooms. I just post from verses. But I share AI in my room. I'll share AI in my room just to let anybody who's listening know. Because in the other two rooms, matter of fact, I should show them. Here's one room that one room that I am talking about. Well, that's my room. They're in the links area. I'm just showing them to you where you can go. You can have fellowship with brethren. Here's the other room, Cosman teaching room. And then Omian's room. Well, that's his room, and this room is his room too. For anybody who's listening, if you looking for a place to see, make sure I share it. I don't think I shared it. Looking for a place to have fellowship with brethren. I think the new moon is today, isn't it? Isn't it today to change the watch for the angels? I think today is a new moon. New moons for August 2024. Okay, there's August 4th, and the last quarter was the 26th. The next new moon, let's see. I want to try to keep up with this because I want to acknowledge it some type of way. I imagine you, brethren, do too. When is the next new moon? All right, here's the calendar. Let's see when the next new moon is so that we can find a way. We can have our own little acknowledgement. September 2nd. September 2nd, the next new moon. I don't think the new moon, brother, is a holy day. I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's a day where the angels change watch. They change watch, the new moon. Here it says September 2nd. And I think that we're supposed to, I don't know. Somebody knows. If I don't know if we're like, I think I recall reading where we're supposed to acknowledge it, or at least we're supposed to know what's going on so we can acknowledge it. But the only holidays that I know of for Faithist is Holy Veil Day. And there's another day in November to celebrate that's Holy Veil Day, where the veil was removed and the spiritual was revealed to the world. the reality of life after death. In 1848, I think it was, the Rochester Rappings. Remember that? An event that happened. The creator, he wrote about it in the OAHSPE, telling us to read why he allowed that. The Fox sisters. So anyway, those are the rooms. Let me go back to my room real quick. So if anybody knows, let me see, did I lose my screen? Make sure I didn't lose my screen there. Okay, good, still got it. So if anybody have any understanding on the new moon, if you do anything special, how you acknowledge it. Now the other holy day is what? The other holy day, let me see. One is Holy Veil Day, and the other one is the New Year, I think it is. The New Year, or is that right? Is that the holy day I'm thinking of? That the OAHSPE speaks of? I can't remember. So if anybody remember, let me know. Now, let me see. What's going on here? What is my room doing? I'm trying to go to the verses. And okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read. It's about time for the reading of the word. So I'm going to be reading from the file that the brother here showed me. I'm only going to be reading a little bit because I got cut off. You can only share so much. I was trying to do it before I came online, and it's too complicated. I couldn't get it finished in time to make a file out of it where I could share it on screen. So this is it right here. This is the reading that I'm going to do for it. A little more of the reading I'm going to do for it. So I'm trying to think in my mind what that other holy day was. There was Holy Day. Oh, you know what? I remembered it. It's the signing of the Constitution. The signing of the Constitution, because it's not the implementation of it that so far as how it was enacted upon the people, but the creator, he said that he wants us to acknowledge that, because the principle of the setting free, and you have to say of the Faithist, Holy Seal Day, I think is what it's called, or Holy, it's something holy day, and it has to do with the Constitution. In July, I think it's July 2nd. Matter of fact, it wouldn't hurt to try to find that. Let me see if I could find it. It wouldn't be we can just read it together. So let me see if I can find this thing. There's Holy Seal Day and there's Holy Veil Day as the two holidays that we have been given. So hold tight. See if I can find it. Don't want to take too much time trying to look for it. Okay, let me do it this way. OAHSPE Bible PDF. Just do it like this. Bring it up this way. Okay, my computer is really slow, so hang tight. Now let me find that. Try to commit that to memory. We got 2 holidays. That we're supposed to acknowledge. Let me see. Seal. See if that will bring it up. And let's see. All right, I better not start trying to. I'm getting a feeling it's going to be too hard for me to find it. You brethren probably know of it anyway. The 2 holidays. I know that the next one coming up is November. I think it's November 4th or 29th. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Holy Compact Day. Holy Compact Day. It has to do with the Constitution. And the Creator, he called it a holy day. Right there. He says, therefore, it was, make it smaller. Verse 5, it says, therefore it was said, the master saluted the sign, the day of the holy seal, and the lodge, or actually, it's verse 6, it says, and Jehovih said, look at that, remember this day. Remember this day, keep it holy to the end of the world. Where hereat was the beginning of the liberty of man. And then here's Holy Veil Day, when he used the Fox sisters to reveal spiritualism to men, to get them talking about spiritual things. And then verse 6 here, Jehovih said, remember this day. Keep it holy to the end of the world. For without books and without arguments, behold, I have proven unto you the immortality of the soul of man. And that, again, it goes back to those sisters. If you Google the Fox sisters, I like to talk about them a lot. How the Creator, he said he used them. And actually, they're right here in the OAHSPE Bible, too. How he said he used them to get people to thinking about spiritual things so that ultimately, I think my screen went out. I might be getting cut off. So just to let you brother know. Let me see. All right, I got it back. Okay. So Holy Seal Day, Jehovah said, remember this day, keep it holy to the end of the world. He gives us a date right here of when he began to get people thinking about spiritualism, the Fox sisters. Right at the top there, I got it highlighted, March 31st, 1848. That's the day he wanted us to remember. He said, sanctify it. So sanctify he the day when the angels of heaven were made known to mortals. Right there, March 31st. He says, remember this day. And then he said, Fallen Swords Day. That's another. So I don't think that, let me see, I never even talked about this one, Fallen Swords Day. Let me read this real quick. It says, as Jehovih through his God delivered into freedom Guatemala's slaves, talk about the mid-American, the mid-Atlantic slave trade, and thus to general slavery dealt the final blow. So Jehovih he blessed that day and sanctified it. And he gave to man as the master sign in the lodge a hand pointing toward a pen, signifying I approve this mightier than the sword. I bet you that's where the world got that saying from. The pen is mightier than the sword. And Jehovah gave the members in the lodge to answer in the sign clasped hands, looking upward, signifying in thy praise, Jehovah. And that's something, so clasped hands that I'm doing on the screen, looking upward, saying, "In thy praise, Jehovih," was the sign of the fallen swords day that we're supposed to remember. Because verse 4, it says, Jehovih said, remember the day of proclamation of freedom. And then he says, it is my day. How do you like that? That's his day. Actually, let's see what the computer says. July 2nd, was it? When was the Emancipation Proclamation signed? It's the wrong holiday. When was the Constitution signed? Or actually, no. It could have been that, yeah, the Emancipation Proclamation. But that's not what the Creator, he said that the day was, let's read it again, Fallen Swords Day. It's a day to be remembered. And the Creator, he said, as Jehovih through his God delivered into freedom Guantanama's slaves, and thus to general slavery dealt the final blow, meaning he stopped it on a scale. Let me share the screen. It won't let me share the screen. It says, he stopped slavery on this magnitude on this day. So Jehovih blessed that day and sanctified it, and he gave to man the master sign. Okay, now what day? Let me see. That would have to be the Emancipation Proclamation, and Jehovih said to celebrate it. And that day is New Year's Day. And that could be why that day is given as the New Year. How do you like that? Isn't that something? That's interesting. He's talking about the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, it may have been signed, but the day when it was implemented, let's look at it again. When was the Emancipation Proclamation implemented? January 1st. Look at that. So on New Year's Day, that is a day of celebration for us. Because from the spiritual standpoint, is pointing to the principle of freedom for all men. Look at that. January 1st. January 1st, man. So the world's got it right in a sense. Well, at least America, they celebrate it. I think they have the wrong reason. They call it the New Year. OAHSPE, it says that, well, the OAHSPE looks kind of confusing in that area as well, because it mentions June, when the sun takes its course from the north line, meaning the north, I would say pole, down to the southern equator. That's when it starts its journey down from the north. And June 22nd, Creator calls that a new year, beginning of the new year. There's another verse where the Creator says the spring is the beginning. So that's kind of, I think that I can't really say. But he calls January 1st a new year here. So you got 3 days. You got Fallen Swords Day. You got Holy Cosmin Day. Is that talking about the same thing, though? Holy Cosmin Day? You got Holy Cosmin Day. Let me see if see something. Yeah, so Holy Cosmin Day. And then the other day, I forget. Holy Veil Day. Holy Veil Day. It's not listed here. I'll see it listed here. Holy Veil Day. And Holy Cosmic Day, it could be the same thing. I don't think it is. Remember this day, Holy Cosmic Day. That was the day that wait a minute. And Jehovih through his God bequeathed okay. That's January 1st right there. And then this is what happened in 1849, Holy Veil Day. So there's when the Constitution was signed, right here, Holy Compact Day. There's Holy Veil Day, or not there. So we got Holy Compact Day when the Constitution was signed. Joey said, remember that day. He said, remember Holy Veil Day. March 31st, 1848, when the Fox sisters, when they opened the door to spirituality. And then he said, Fallen Swords Day. So those are the 3 holidays for Faithists. That would be January 1st, because it was the emancipation. Well, actually, Fallen Swords Day. The Fallen Swords Day was to celebrate the release of the slaves. Now, I think that's pointing to June, but I don't see a date. So we got Fallen Swords Day, we got Holy Cosmic Day, and we got Holy Compact Day. Our holy days, Holy Veil Day, March 31st, Fallen Swords Day, the Emancipation Proclamation, Holy Cosmic Day, which I'm looking for like a date or something. I don't think I'm going to be able to find anything. Holy Cosmic Day, let me look real quick. He gave one more day, one more holy day, Cosmic Day, which he commanded to be kept in commemoration of another matter, which Jehovah commanded to be secret. Oh, secret. No wonder we don't have anything mentioned. But what else does it say? It says Jehovah, he commanded to be secret, but to Faithists for a certain period of time, the which time hath not expired to this day. It says, therefore, the day of Cosmic is still a secret with the Faithists. Holy Cosmic Day. It seemed like that would be in 1849, wouldn't it? Holy Cosmic Day? I guess not. Creator says it's still a secret. He said, Job, he said, the mortals and angels, mortal and angels may live and labor in concert, mortals and angels. Behold, I've given certain days whereby large congregations on earth may be met by my organic heavens in a reunion, mortals and angels, for the happiness of both and for the glory of my works. Now, behold, also, as by my presence, I inspire thee when thou laborest with me and thou art doing righteously and with purity and love. So also it is with thee in regard to my angels. So Creator, he seems to be saying, you should get a kick out of this. You should be delighting in this word. I know that's true for me. And there's a time, it seems he's trying to tell us, when we are going to be visited, that we have a reunion, and that joy is going to be equal to, if not greater, than the reading of this word, the comprehension, the reading of this word, the sharing, so on and so forth. When thou makest and keepest thy corporal body pure and clean, my angels who are pure and clean come to thee to aid and enlighten thee. Oh, somebody's coming in? All right. Hold on a second. Let me fix the screen. And let's see who is coming. Oh, Brother Antonio. Hey, brother, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, man.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, hey, they had me there working today, man. I had to take a little nap today, boy.
Would it work?
For real. Hold on, I'm coming on. Hold on. Yeah, man.
What type
You
of
hear
work
me
you
all
do?
right?
Drive, right?
Yeah, I do the residential garbage, man. So
Oh, yeah, that's right. You was telling me. Yeah.
gotta turn that old light into the new light.
Say what now?
Gotta turn that old light into the new light. Gotta recycle them things, man.
Huh?
I say you gotta recycle it.
You work for recycling?
Relating to the trash business, man. You take that garbage,
Oh,
you recycle it, man, and turn it into some usable materials again.
yeah. So what you thinking, man?
Man, I'm just sitting there enjoying your live, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to go into what you showed me, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to this screen right now. I may just read it and then just me and you just chop it up over what I read, if you don't mind. Something may come to your mind, but I couldn't upload the whole thing, so I'm gonna only be able to read a part of it. I think when I get it uploaded tomorrow, I'm gonna make a file out of it. But that was inspired. That was inspiration, man. For you calling me, telling me giving me this
Oh yeah.
information. This
Oh yeah.
reading, man, this is knocked out, man. This
I
is
just
knocked.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I just like, just look through it, man, because I thought it was pretty interesting, man, when I was reading it. So
When did you come into this again?
you talking about what you looking at now?
Yeah.
Right after we had got off, when that was, I think my first time being on there with you. And when I got off, I went to the room you was in. You told me that you be in, so I looked on there. I was like, let me click on these files. They might have some extra index on a OAHSPE or something like that. So I clicked the files and I came up on that right there.
Mm-hmm. And something you said yesterday, it stuck with me. It came back to me.
You're right.
You talking about the darkness and the light.
Oh yeah, man.
About inability to be able to share it. How people run from it.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
That is really interesting, man, because it's like a never-ending lesson for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was sharing earlier today that I don't know if it's as much of a vexation to me as it is other brethren. It seems like other brethren don't seem to really sweat it that much, and how you could be talking to somebody and they just can't hear you. Like I was sharing how I was talking with the guy, the driver, and he asked me for my solution to the world. He asked me for my solution. Let me say, Dave. He says, I'm reading something Dave posted. He says, I have the whole. Let me see. He says, I have the whole of Faithist offspring. If you have a part you cannot access, I can come on and share it with you. Yeah,
man,
yeah.
Dave, come on, Dave. I don't know why you playing, Dave.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah,
I want to hear some of that too, man. For real. And Dave like a whole index, man. He gonna tell you everything, boy. Dave gonna tell you now. Dave gonna tell you.
Hey, should I start calling the index? Should I call
Dave gonna tell you?
Hey, anyway, so we could chop it up. Okay, now close your ears, Antonio. Okay,
close my ear. Huh?
Close your ears for a second. Okay.
Oh no, I can't do that.
What?
Oh, that's why you said that.
Yeah.
You told him that story, man.
What? Yeah.
Oh, man.
His name, man. Hold on. I think Dave is
that man had me tripping when he did that.
I like to poke fun at people, man. It just show. It's just like I was telling you last night. That's how I show. I tell people I appreciate you. You know,
Right.
it's a way for me to poke fun at people. I'm kind of playful like that. You know. But,
yeah. I got that side too, man. I mean, it usually come up with brothers, man, who really know me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might hear that gullah come. I mean, you probably hear it now a little bit, but you hear that gullah coming out when I get real comfortable with you.
Now, isn't that New Orleans French language or something like that?
It's all of that, man. It's all of that kind of, man, like that broken English, man, and just I think we born with it. I think we come with it. There's people that's born, on that land over there. I don't know what it is, man. It's just
Florida. In Florida?
Not Florida. Well, it's Florida. It's the coastline.
New Orleans.
It's the coastline.
I thought that Louisiana was where they where that came from.
Well, I mean, like I say, it's the Geechee Gullah is the whole coastline, from.
Hey, you know what Geechee? You know what Geechee mean?
Geechee?
Yeah.
Hey, look, see, don't pick my brain now, cause see, I thought that had, that it sounded like to me like that got to do with that. You know what I'm saying? That's another name for the creator.
Yeah. Hey, you ever see that story called The Soldier Story?
The Soldier Story. Is it about?
Did you?
No.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, in The Soldier Story, I think it might be a little before your time. It was a real famous story, but there's a line,
right there.
There's a line. It's about. It takes place during the Civil War. Denzel Washington was in it.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's called A Soldier Story, right?
Okay.
Then there's a line in the movie where the Sarge, he was giving brothers a hard time because he didn't like what he called weak brothers. Okay. And some of them he killed. And not to spoil the story for you. I see you, Dave. I know you're here. I'm just
that's okay. Keep going.
Uncle Dave.
I didn't forgive you. I didn't forget you. So I'm just talking with Tony real quick. And but there's a line in the movie where he was mentioning some places, I think, or he mentioned that word Geechee.
Geechee.
Matter of fact, now I remember. He said he said it twice in the movie. And then the one I remember is when he was getting ready to fight Denzel, because Denzel stood up, right?
Right.
He didn't like him putting down, how Sarge, his name was Sarge, how he was putting down the Southern guys for being, stupid and ignorant. And he didn't like them, because he felt they was less than, the average Negro. And so
they always say that though, until they do their history, until they know that we were the ones on top for real.
Yeah.
And we were the reason why,
I don't know about that, but in the movie it said that he was getting ready to fight Denzel, and he said, "Come on, Geechee," And it's like I'm like, I mean, you don't think nothing of it back then, but it seemed like the movies are like that. You know what I mean? It seems like they give you these little bits and pieces of the creator.
Man, I think it's something big to unreveal in that Geechee Gullah culture, man. It's just, you can't put your hand. I think this thing is hidden so deep that if we find out about this thing, man, it could change a whole, timeline, maybe, Like, this thing is, that Geechee name is real big, man. Like, they could have changed it over time to try to hide it,
Like what's heavy about it?
The name Geechee and Geechee. Geechee, that it's spelled like
I know it means creator.
Right. But it might be Geechee Gullah or Geechee, you know what I'm saying? It might not be what they call it.
It's I mean, some people are amazing to me, man. Because I remember being like the 9th or 10th grade, man, and I used to have a sewing class with, and the girl sat next to me. Her name was Mary Moss, and she used to be she was a cousin of James Brown, right?
Wow.
Her cousin was James Brown. And I remember one time, I mean, she was so beautiful, I was afraid to talk to her, just an incredible beauty, how James Brown was beautiful. He was beautiful. He was something uniquely beautiful of a man, It's like, she was telling me about the Gullah culture way back then, man.
Yeah, man, it's deep.
This must have been like 1978.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, so this was out like, wait, she was telling me a little bit about that culture. So evidently it's something powerful behind it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like you get two sides of both, because a lot of people give you the African side, like they say, these people came from Africa and stuff like that. But then they give you can get the organic story too, and your grandma tell you like, our people came from we was Indians,
Oh, okay, natives, yeah.
So it's like half and half. The Geechee is the American Indian and the African. That's what they make it seem like. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're the best of both worlds and just one nation. But I believe it came from here. I believe it came from America, though. I think they took some of us over there and brought us back, and we came with more culture and stuff like that. But yeah.
I'm real quick. I want to see what the internet got to say about it.
And Carl Montana breaking that thing down too today about them Indians, man.
Yeah, well, he is.
He was breaking that thing down now. Yeah. I remember he was saying that. Yep. Uncle Dave.
Club.
Yeah, go ahead.
Club.
Yeah.
Type in Gullah culture and you'll get it.
Okay, Gullah. Type in
ULLAH.
Gullah
culture.
Culture. LLAH. Culture. Okay. So what's so special? I mean, so what is the big deal with the Geechee Gullah? What? Were they,
Well, you ever heard about the Gullah Wars, right?
I don't think so, unless it's under another name.
That was the wars that went with Nat Turner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was like half of that, They had a bunch of different ones too, but that was the one of the biggest ones.
I mean, I don't want to sound harsh, but so what? I mean, what is
Man, they think that was the reason why, it's like we preserved our culture through those like wars and stuff like that, those little mini battles and stuff. Because a lot of us didn't go to slavery. A lot of us ran to the swamps and the woods and stuff like that, and it was like it's a lot of history. I got to do more in-depth search on it. But over there where I'm at on St. Helena Island, they have a place called Penn Center. Where they was teaching all the tribes that was already there, converting their language from their language to Indian. I mean to English. So they would take them to Penn Center and try to, establish like some education and try to just make them relearn their language and stuff like that, but they never really let it go, because everybody didn't go. Everybody wasn't cooperating. But that's one of the first schools that said that the Negroes got educated. And Gullah Geechee got educated. Yep.
So the Geechee culture, the Geechee Gullah culture was important for educating the slaves.
Well, all right. So we already had that education. You know what I'm saying, and we already had like a lot of education stuff like that. It's just about like the Gullah Geechee talks to you about like the coast. Like a lot of you see people, they do a lot of shrimping and a lot of fishing. It's a lot of herbal remedies, talking like the whole hound and life everlasting. You ever heard of that before?
No, I can't say I have, but I'm
You never heard of life everlasting, like the herbs?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Now I can see why it's big among like herbs and healing and the land.
Oh yeah, that's big.
It's real big amongst.
That's why you said Louisiana. Because those two is similar. Because we do sound similar, but not too much. But you can tell we got strong cultural accents and like strong. Usually, when people hear Geechee Gullah, they think about voodoo and like roots and stuff like that, just like they think about in Louisiana.
Yeah. The Penn Center, formerly the Penn School, is an African American cultural and education center in the Corners community on St. Helena. Okay,
that's where I'm from. I'm from St. Helena Island.
So the Geechee Gullah culture was important for knowledge,
far as farming and like cultural stuff.
Okay, and cultural stuff. They were important for retaining our culture.
Yeah, they had a lot of stories passed down, about the just about just certain hidden knowledges in these stories and stuff like that. Just like the church songs, man. You got hidden knowledge in those things too.
Did they talk about magic?
Yeah, but then again, you wouldn't call it magic,
Yeah. You know what? I know what you're saying. I actually know what you're saying, because the OAHSPE, it says that we call stuff magic that really in the spiritual realm is not magic at all. It's a natural extension of the spiritual realm. It's like it's not magic in the spiritual realm. Right, Dave? You heard about that, haven't you, Dave?
Oh yeah.
Your grandma.
A lot of the slaves, they went down into Florida and mixed with the people down there. People down there.
But see, that's one thing, Dave. When you say Geechee Gullah, that's the whole coastline. That's including Florida too. That's not just South Carolina. That's Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. It goes all on the coastline. I think it went far. I believe it went farther than that. If you ask me, because it's all in America.
Hey,
that movie, the Django.
So no wonder the Southeastern Conference always clown everybody in sports. These brothers was gifted, man.
True, man. True.
It sounds like, I don't hardly know nothing about them. I'm just trying to do a little cursory.
Right, because you from where you from again? Where you say you're from?
I'm from Cincinnati, but our people, our family, from what I understand, my dad, he came up from Georgia, and my mom came up.
Crazy, man. Everybody talk about their family being down south. It's wild.
So this culture hasn't died out, has it? I didn't know anything about it until
they fighting.
The first mention. Yeah.
Like
that girl who was James Brown's cousin, I do remember her mentioning that. But I was, she was so beautiful, I couldn't hear what she was saying. But I I remember those two words, and she had that dark skin. She had that thick hair, and that's what told me about, she just was soaked with culture, a different, I mean, her vibration, it was deep, like culturally. I mean,
Right.
there are people like that. You just look at them, they're like the earth, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. You
Yeah.
might not can't see what I'm
No,
saying, but
I catch your drift. I catch your drift, man.
all I'm really able to understand right now is that it was a culture that helped the Negro hold on to his culture and to show
Right.
him that it was it was well, it wasn't it was how powerful it was, because I don't know anything about it. I imagine that there was such a
It's a
power
beautiful
behind
place.
it.
Yeah. It's,
I'd
yeah.
like to know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a beautiful place, man. It's so much freedom on that island over there. It's just like people don't know what to do with it, man. It's a lot of energy over there, man.
What do you mean freedom? Like,
Well, I mean, when I say freedom, it's like
you mean they're
green.
under vibration?
Yeah, right, right, right. But
Yeah.
it's like you don't see it until they get out amongst other people. They don't see it in their own land because they're still in their own land. All that power and energy is still there. But when they go out, you will see the energy because they're so caring, they're so loving. You know what I'm saying? That southern hospitality. That's when you really see it come out. When they leave where they're from, like I'm in Colombia now. I'm not leaving South Carolina the state, but I'm leaving that area. And like people say, man, y'all, you're so nice, man. You got, you're polite, and I'm like, well, this is what we do, because you don't run into places where people got like still come together like as family and still can party and still have a good time without ruckus and drama and somebody getting shot or anything like that. But where I'm from, they still do it like that.
Oh wow,
They still get together like big families, man.
you talking another world, man. You talking
Exactly.
another world, man.
Exactly, man.
You talking another world, man. You
Yeah,
talking.
exactly.
That's something else, man.
I just wish I could take everybody with me down there, man, and be like, "Yo, hey, this is home, man. Like every turn you every corner you turn is a beach, you know."
So it's like a low crime rate there.
Well, man, the media is so crazy, man. You can say low crime rate, but for a place that's like got low numbers, it's still a high crime rate. You see what I'm saying?
Uh, uh, uh.
Yep.
If you were to say what the Geechee Gullah culture is most famous for, what would you say?
Look, hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. My wife
Okay.
calling me. Hold on a second.
Okay. So, hey, Dave, what do you know about this?
I just looked it up, and I can tell you who knows a whole lot about that. The brother Cosmo and Cal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You remember him speaking on it?
Yeah, I remember him speaking on not specifically the Gullah culture, but Native and Native American culture, which
I'm back.
would be a part of, I believe.
Wow, what a terrible shame, man. I don't know about any of this stuff. See, that's why I had to get the hell out of Cincinnati, man. The more I look at it, I just even when I was young, man, I had to get the hell out of there. I just couldn't feel it at all, man. I don't know, man. Maybe it's my own mind, but I think spiritually it was killing me growing up back there. It was just too I don't know what the word is for. I was too out of place. I just wasn't connected at all, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't expect y'all to know where I'm coming from, but I think the creator sometimes he put a vibration on you, even like when you in a place where he have you get up out of there, and where you can go somewhere where you can your spirit can resonate and receive downloads better. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is
that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. I don't want to sound kooky, but I was under a strong urge to get out of Ohio.
I mean, you got to understand too. A place like cities, you got a lot of interferences with with frequencies and stuff like that, man. With our body, our body in general.
Yeah, see,
when you go to like the countryside.
I really believe that. I believe that, just like cats, you can drop them off and they'll find their way home. I think the same way is true in the spiritual. Like
right. I never heard that one, man.
Yeah, cats, man, they're amazing. Some of them stories, drop them off in one part of the country and they end up finding their way back home.
Yeah, cats a little too fast for me.
There are animals who have that type of vibration on them. I think it's the same with people in different types of ways, but I know that I was a dead man in Ohio. Looking back, the overstanding that I have, I and where I am now, I think I can see a big difference. That might be true for a lot of brethren. I don't know. It could be me making stuff up, and I don't know. But I know I picked up spiritually when I left Ohio. That's all I know. I picked up. I started gaining steam when I got up out of there. So anyway, let me see. Let me see, Dave. You got this thing. You got this. The index or the book.
Yeah.
You want me to read it? Can you put it up? Can I read it?
I can.
You put it up on screen, right? Can you put it up on screen?
I believe I can here.
Okay.
Publish a recent. Okay, video file.
Yeah, Anthony. I just think it's interesting, man, that girl tried to talk to me about it way back then.
Well, I mean, you gotta understand, like, it's like the creator will give you something when you was younger, and you would now just be catching the breeze of it now.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be looking up now. Like I say, like, I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off track and nothing like that. But I'm just saying, it's certain that are being brought to your attention, and you be like, dang, that was back 20, 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You get amazed about it.
I don't recall, Ohio brethren. I don't recall our people talking about culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think further west that you go from the east, especially southeast like that, I just don't recall that type of flavor coming out of our people, man. I talk to people on that side of the coast, and they seem to have this type of knowledge about our culture, what it was like. I don't know. It just could be me. I don't know. I just find it.
I mean, it's understandable, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's understandable. I think they try to erase our connections with all over the globe, man. Matter of fact, I ain't mean to cut y'all off on them, but
that's all right.
Gullah people got different reservations in different places. Like they got a place over there in India reserved for like Gullah Geechee people, and that just blew my mind, man.
In India, man.
In India, you can look it up. Yep,
No,
what up, man?
I believe you. I mean,
Mhm.
I mean, the thing that's just striking me right now is the way they seem to relate to the way they dealt with each other. It seems to be that's what's coming out right now, and listening to you talk. It seems like they dealt with people in a more righteous fashion.
Mhm.
You know, if I'm saying it correctly, it sounds
Mhm.
like we're closer and more connected with each other,
Right.
and we seem to have lost that, at least in our culture.
And I think just to add on to what you're saying, I believe that the Gullah Geechee people was really under the creator's vibration of former communities and stuff like that because
Uh, uh,
um
uh.
I don't think it was a
You know,
part of the yeah,
mhm.
what you saying?
Oh, I was listening to you. I was listening to
Oh,
you.
yeah, man. Saying like because Gullah Geechee had their own farmland, like their own cow and pigs and all of like Cosmo and Cal had mentioned earlier today, like when the depression came, a lot of us had our own, not us, but like a lot of our people had our own cows and pigs and stuff like that, and we didn't need to go to like a grocery store or nothing like that. We had everything in our backyard: greens, beans, corn, growing all of that stuff. Nowadays, is the culture is being sucked up dry because a lot of elders passing, and you know, kids don't be wanting to learn that no more.
Yeah, that
So I
sound
mean,
that sound right to me. That sound right
yeah.
to me. You know, as I'm listening, see, wow, man, that's a trip, man. Because I had grandparents that used to own a farm, and I, it seems like now that you're saying this, that we did have that flavor on us, at least back in my generation, our foreparents. I remember my grandmom, how close she was to the earth, so far as
Mm-hmm.
knowing about remedies. And my brother was telling me the other day how, I mean, knowing about home care, how, what is it where you, natural medicine, and my
Mm-hmm.
brother was telling me the other day, he remember when I go swimming, I used to get earaches, and then she would put a hot iron over my ear on, you know, iron my ear, and that somehow would suck the headache out.
Hold on, you
And
said iron your ear?
yeah, she would put a towel on my ear.
Oh, got you. I got you. Okay, you had me tripping just now.
That type of home
Yeah.
remedy stuff. She had that on her. You know, my mom. She used to. My mom was under that flavor of the things that come from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know how she used to like to go and pick greens, collard greens, and I think the older you get, that type of. In other words, to make a long story short, I seem to see that we lost some tradition and culture in the
Mm-hmm.
Western Hemisphere. I believe we did. Well, I think that goes without saying, but I think it's a shame, man. You hear about these other cultures and how
Right.
they
It's
see.
not popular, man. It's not popular. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know.
Mm, I wonder if the OAHSPE mentions about anything
The
about.
Geechee Gullah people?
Yeah, I wonder. Probably somewhere these names that you can't understand.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you know,
I bet.
ever since I heard about the people coming over here from somewhere else, like Moses brought some people with him. I wonder if that has anything to do because they say that, he didn't come from the Red Sea, he came from the Reed Sea.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh
So
man,
that's just a
we
lot of
the Bible, man. It's a shame what the Creator's doing to it.
Man.
It is a shame. I mean, it's a terrible shame, man. You know, that's one thing that keep me going, knowing that he's working. He ain't sleeping. And the world is sleeping. The world is sleeping. They have no clue what's going on. And now you can see how, I mean, people can be so caught off guard to what's going on. Oh, there's nothing on the internet about the reeds, or wait a minute, like Sea of Reeds. Well, here's something.
I think so.
Now, the Sea of Reeds and the Red Sea is two different things, ain't they?
Yes, I think it's supposed to be two different things. Yep, we were saying Red Sea, but
it was the Sea of Reeds. Somebody was saying, I think it was Omian. He was talking about how the real Israel is like South Africa. Have you heard that? Dave, have you heard that, Dave?
I'm still looking for that file.
Oh, okay.
I got it, but I can't.
Oh, you got it?
It's shared.
Reed Sea.
Oh yeah, I got it.
The Bible. Let me see. The Bible says the Red Sea, right? It says that they crossed the Red Sea. The Red Sea, right? The Bible. But it was really the Sea of Reeds, right?
Right.
Now the Sea of Reeds is not the Red Sea, right? Or am I wrong?
I think it's bigger than the. I want to say it's bigger than the Red Sea now. You know, I want to say that because you know, if this supposed to be like something we're supposed to remember for, you know, we're supposed to remember. It got to be a big event, you know. So I want to say, yeah.
Man, you know, wow, man. You know, the deception that we have been under is an incredible thing. I'm up here trying to look for it. I can't get any information on it.
Okay, you should be able to share my screen now.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, I see it. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. Now, I'm trying to how do I get
where do you want to go?
I'm trying to think how. Now I can see it, but I can't.
No, you can't scroll it. I can scroll it.
I can't scroll it. Yeah. So you want to read it then, Dave? I can see the letter.
No, you go ahead and read it and go down to where you want to where you couldn't get the other part in, and we can go from there.
Okay. All right. So let me go back to my room then. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna start the reading, and then when I got to stop, I'll pick up with what you got there. Actually, it's time for the end of the video, so I might not even need.
Oh yeah.
I might not even need what you got for today, and I can just pick it up. I wasn't paying attention to the time. So what I could do though is just read a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to where I'm gonna even need you. I think what I'm gonna do is just read what's on the screen and then call it a day. I'm gonna just read what I got on my screen, and just try to whet somebody's appetite, and then pick it up pick it up tomorrow. You come on, hey Dave, if you would. Well, I'm gonna figure out how to make it a file by then. I think I'm gonna figure. If I need you, I'm gonna ask you to bring it up again.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just read what I got, upload it, and then I'm gonna stop there and then pick it up tomorrow.
Okay, I'll stop sharing and let you go for it.
Okay.
Hey, that's the next one. That's the next one I need to talk to Dave, man. I ain't got a chance to get to Dave and pick Dave's brain yet. So you know what I'm saying?
You want to ask him something? Go ahead.
I'm saying Dave, but Dave just like he's like the one that like, yo, Dave. Okay, it's Dave, man. Like he's like the OAHSPE lawyer, like he gonna come in and show you where it's at now. Like for real, like that guy holds some power right there. Hey, Dave, I just love it, man.
How long you been in the faith, Dave?
Say that again, brother.
How long you been in the faith?
Oh, since about 2000.
Oh yeah, that's wow. That's
Uh,
heavy. I was still in high
I
school.
I got my first copy of OAHSPE in Sedona.
uh-huh.
I think I told you about that, didn't I, Brother
Yeah,
Yequab?
yeah. I remember you was doing battle with the churches.
Sedona? Sedona? You
No,
said
no.
Sedona?
Sedonia.
At
Sedonia.
That's
this point, I was in Sedona up on Coffee Pot, and was going over to Denny's, but my boots kept on walking, and then I found myself in front of an antique store. I couldn't figure out what I was doing in front of an antique store, but the old boots kept walking right in the antique store. Walked around the corner down by the old rocking chairs and lamps and whatever to a book section. And, took a look at the books, and I seen a title that stuck out to me. Right, it just simply said OAHSPE. And I said, "What in the world is an OAHSPE?" Right, and this was the old green edition, right? And so I took it off a shelf and I flipped the page over, and then what caught my attention was creators, angels, ambassadors, right? And that got me. I took a look at the price. It was $25. I went and bought it right then and there, and then I read the whole thing in about a month.
In a month.
And then I went and reread it because I couldn't get enough. It's kind of like a fellow that's hungry goes and stuffs himself right full. Right?
Yeah, I definitely know that.
That's the way I did it with that book. So that's why it only took me a month to read. Then I went back and went through it a little slower.
Yeah, you sound like when I got a hold of the Nag Hammadi.
Yeah.
I was homeless. And I used to, I would go like, well, I probably damn near went a week one time without sleeping because I just couldn't stop reading that thing. So I know what you mean there. It's the same way with the OAHSPE now. Although
is the Nag Hammadi, that's the Essene Gospels?
The Nag Hammadi, now it was a compilation of what I think is the scenes. I can't say for sure, but
I think you're right.
It's certainly got an anointing on it. It's got a Gnostic flavor to it.
Yeah.
And it was like my first introduction to spirituality on that level. I'm looking at where he lived right now, or where he was, Sedonia.
Sedona is a very enlightened place, man. Like it's a very like the Lightworker dude I was showing you, they broadcast out of Sedona.
Yeah, it's
hold on 1 second, though.
I can see how it's a spiritual. It'll let me see, somebody else is on. Who's oh wait a minute, this is Cal, man. Look here. It's Brother Flame, man. Hey, Brother Flame.
Hold on a second. Peace. I had to cut that other thing off that YouTube. Peace. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, brother? You must have heard us talking about you.
Oh no, it's all good. You dig what I'm talking about? It must have been good things. The angels done brought me over here. What's going on, big bro?
Hey man, we was just talking about you, about the Geechee Gullah.
Oh, the Geechee Gullah.
Yeah, you ever seen that story called Soldier Story?
Soldier Story.
You remember Soldier Story? You ever seen that?
Why does that sound so familiar? Who in it?
You've seen him before. It's Denzel Washington and
Yeah. Where he had to put them shoes on.
Sergeant Waters.
He had to put them 2 little shoes on.
Yeah.
Oh man, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if that don't bring up a little something in you when you see that man put them shoes on, you're not human. You're not human.
Yeah, so you remember that part, huh?
Yeah. Oh man, I remember that movie.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. There was a part I was telling Antonio. There was part in the movie.
That's Cosmo. That's Cali.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, big bro?
Ain't nothing to it, man. Holding on like a hubcap.
Antonio, the other day,
Yep.
Cal came in the room and he said, "Sister said you can get more bees with honey," and then Cal he put in the chat, "You can get them with shit too."
You get more flies with shit.
Hey, when Cal, you gonna get what you asking for now. Ain't no hold back now.
I was like, "Yeah, you ain't gonna get no Faithist, but the
Hey,
like,
Get some flies.
you gonna get a version you ain't know existed.
Look at Nazarene.
For real.
Nazarene tripping out.
Shout out my dog Fritz Foxwell. Fritz called me. Fritz hit me on the bat line. I had to come through.
It's good to see you, man. It's
oh man,
what can you tell us about the Geechee? Oh, you know what? In that movie, there was a scene where, remember Sarge, he wanted to fight Denzel, right?
Get your hands off me.
Yeah. No, you didn't say it. No, I'm thinking about it. You didn't say it right. You didn't say it. He said, "Get your hands off of me." And Sarge
talking about that Denzel.
They was getting ready to toss knuckles, right? And then, well, I ain't gonna say what Sarge.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Okay. Well, what I was getting ready to mention was he said in the movie, he said, "Come on, Geechee," or something like that.
You were talking about the
fight scene. He said, "Come on, Geechee. Don't make Sarge grow old waiting for you."
Yeah.
And he called him a Geechee, man, you know?
Yeah.
Now it's some a lot of things going on with the Gullah Geechee.
It is, man.
There's a lot of things going on with the Gullah Geechee. There's misnomer and people who are trying to be federally recognized, and yet they're trying to say they're African somehow, but you somehow an indigenous Indian at the same time. You got the Queen Quet lady, no offense. You dig what I'm talking about? No offense.
You know what I mean? Right? You got to say that now.
you know what I mean? But here go the real thing. This is the real thing. The Gullah Geechee are not a people, in fact. You have the Geechee, who the Ogeechee River in South Carolina is named after. They are a tribe, right? They are in the lowlands, southern Charleston area of South Carolina. Now, from Virginia all the way to Florida is called the Guale or the Gullah. That is the Gullah coast. So all the Indians who would have been on the coast from Virginia all the way down to Florida would have all been Gullah. Just so you could have been Timucua, Petey, Waccamaw, Catawba. Anybody who was on that coast would have been Guale or Gullah Indians. That's because that's the name of the coast. But the Geechee are one tribe on that coast. Over years, they well, after the Tuscarora Wars, right? 1712, 1715, after the Tuscarora Wars, many of those people went north and they went south. You dig what I'm saying? And this is where you get the later naming of Gullah Geechee. But what it hints to truly is that there are a Geechee people who are not Gullah. Because to be Gullah means you on that coast. Right? But there are people who are up and down that coast who are not Geechee, but are nonetheless Gullah. You see what I'm saying? That's Michigan right there. You gotta go way down south. Yeah, go out some. Blow out, go it out. And yeah, go out. Yeah. You want to go down south. Right there. Yep. Yep. So from virtually Jacksonville to Virginia Beach is the Gullah Coast or the Gullah Coast. Yep. See from Norfolk, Virginia down there, right there, all the way down to Jacksonville is Gullah. All the coast. And along, if you go in.
So what else?
Go ahead.
What else is special about the Gullah Geechee?
Well, first of all, the Geechee are Aboriginal Americans, right? Who have a patois, a lingua franca, pretty much all their own, right? So this is why up and down.
So they didn't come over in the Mid-Atlantic slave trade.
No, and as a matter of fact, where they are in South Carolina,
they didn't come over in the Mid-Atlantic slave trade, right? Or
no,
is that right?
No, they did not. Correct, they did not. The Geechee had always been there, right? Now this is a major point you got to look at. From 1670 to 1740 in Charleston, South Carolina, the biggest slave port in the world at the time, right? From 1670 to 1740, more American Indians were taken out of Charleston than Africans were imported or exported total.
Were they part of the Trail of Tears?
Huh?
Were they part of the Trail of Tears?
No, this would have been way before the Trail of Tears. This 1670 to 1740.
Oh, okay.
Right? So this is smack dab, Charleston, South Carolina, the biggest slave port in the world. And we see these Africans, right? Being
hold
brought
on
in.
a second, man. Who keep letting this brother come in, man? Somebody show
I can't see who it is.
Who keep
you got something in the way. I
Brother
can't see who it is.
Brother Whirlwind.
You got to get the lower third out the way.
I bandy, man.
I love it, like brother.
Every time we come in, all my papers start flying everywhere, and my blinds start, banging up against the window and stuff, man. And, we just keep blowing up the show, man.
What's going on, man? What's going on? I hear Calvin on here blowing up the show now. What's up with y'all, man? I see the
what's going on,
David
bro?
in the house. What's
What's
good,
up,
bro?
brother?
Hey, remove that lower third from the screen, so I'm covered up by that lower third.
What?
The comment was right there.
What
Nazarene, see where it say Nazarene Faithist?
Yeah, put the comment out the way.
Oh, okay. So let me see. How do you do that?
Just click on it again. The same. Yeah,
Okay,
there you go. All right. I see you.
My man, Daryl Cosma.
I see you. What's going on, man? All right. Love and light. Love and light. Man, y'all got it. Man, YouTube is hot tonight.
Ain't whatchamacallit them going live tonight?
4 people.
Yeah, Hilltop is supposed to go live tonight. I got him open on another tab because he ain't even started yet. So I don't know what's going on. He already pushed it back by an hour after pushing it back by a whole 4 days. So I don't know, man. But whatever. But the little thing I got prepared for him to talk on his show, that's gonna be a lesson I do on Credit Gang TV anyway. So it still was a good thing. So yeah.
So when is the brother coming on?
He's supposed to be on now, and I saw that y'all was live.
Really?
He ain't even started
it's
yet.
Time anyway for me to close the video. So
yeah, that's cool.
That's
hey,
cool.
but Yaquab, I want you to understand. Dig this. At the time that they supposed to be moving these blue black Negroes from Africa, right? We have a in a book called The Secret Cause of the Civil War, right? We see
the secret cause of the Civil War.
Yeah, it's called the Forgotten Cause of the Civil War, right? Forgotten Cause of the Civil War. Because see, a lot of people think they freed us.
No, I don't.
Talking about they freed the slaves.
Yeah,
it was actually not us.
I researched that story. That's not. I know about that lie. Forgotten. Yeah. Forgotten. What is it? Forgotten.
It's the Forgotten Cause of the Civil War. White slavery. Anyways, right in 1670 to 1740. More American Indians, not just coming in. We're just talking about the ones taken out, right? Of Charleston, South Carolina. More than doubles the number of Africans taken in and taken out. So this so-called American chattel slavery is really American Indian slavery. Many of these people were taken down to the Caribbean, and through the Caribbean, we had a triangular trade here already. Caribbean, Yucatan, back up to the Americas, right? So we see many of these people getting sold on these auction blocks, coming from the Caribbean and not from Africa. But in this story, right, they tell a story in this book, right, where a white man from New York goes down to Charleston, South Carolina, and happens to see a slave auction. What blew his mind was who was actually getting traded. They were calling them Africans and slaves and Negroes, but everybody on the stage getting sold had pale skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes. So what we're trying to tell you is the people who were actually taken from the western coast of Africa were pale skins. No offense. They're nonetheless African, but pale skins. They were on the boat. They got sold into the Caribbean. And as objective proof of my claim, at the same time, from roughly from 1550 to around 1800, the Ottoman Empire documents 1.5 million enslaved Slavs and pale-faced Europeans that had wiped the whole coast, western coast of Europe out and enslaved these people in northern and western Africa. So at the same time, we find people being dumped into these colonies on the western coast of Africa. We find tribes like the Dahomey fighting a so-called African people and selling them to the Moors, who were the greatest sailors in Europe, right? So what we're finding is that they told the story backwards. Brown-skinned people from Europe went down and did deals with brown-skinned Africans to buy pale-faced Africans. They were sold and shipped to the Americas. This is where you get your word Mountain Johnny from, and hillbilly, and redneck. They were racial terms that equated to slave for Africans, the original Africans, to be put on the slave ships. They are our pale brothers. Now the story was told in reverse, right? Because at the same, and then look at this. This is what they never tell you. That at the same time that we're having the American Civil War, right? A civil war. We are having Indian Silver War at the same time. Think about it. There's not enough pale-faced Europeans here to start a war or fight on either side. So you got massive amounts of the Americans, the already indigenous copper-colored people fighting on both sides. Y'all just call them Iroquois on this side, and one may call them Timacuan, Stono, Tuscarora on the other side. But these are the numbers fighting in like the so-called, let's just say, British and French war. They were actually Indians fighting each other. And that's what we find in the South against the North in the Civil War. The Civil War was fought in court. It's not an actual, nobody died in the actual Civil War because it's a civil court case. This is why, in the end of the day, Lincoln had the ability to push or not push freedom for the slaves. It had been held up in court for over 3 years. It wasn't until 63 where he had his vision. You dig what I'm talking about? In the 62, 60, beginning of 63, where he had his vision, right? To where he instantly changes his mind and sets the people free. But who he's setting free is not generally who you would call, he is a Negro, because Negro means slave, right? But it's not who you call the modern day black man, quote unquote, African American. It's our pale brother who is the African. Afar, the Afar people, Afri people means troglodyte. It means cave dweller. They still hold the same name in Mauritania, Mali today, and they live in massive caves. They carved the cave out and put the city in the cave. They're still there. There are still over 1 million of them in West Africa. Never went nowhere. White folks, still white. You dig what I'm talking about? And then we gotta dodge the hijack with the black and the white conversation. Black and white has nothing to do with skin color. Nothing. Black and white are invented social statuses. So when they tell you, like with the very first quote unquote slave master of owning a black, Anthony Johnson, it's not true. Anthony Johnson was a brown-skinned European. After his indenture, right, he got 50 to 100 acres, right, and brought 5 people over here to work his land. So he got 50 of their acres. They were giving out 100 acres for each head, right? He brought 5 people over here. K-Sign was one of them, right? But it was supposed to be an indenture for 7 years. And then he was supposed to get 50 other acres, and the other dude was supposed to get 50 other acres, right? But he kept it all. So, in fact, what actually happened is, no, a black didn't own a black. What it was a melanated European owned a melanated American. And let's get this understood. Melanated Americans owned pale and brown-skinned Europeans and pale and brown-skinned Africans. It's no different than a job. Indenturement is slavery. Slavery is indenture. Many of the people who came from Europe already, they didn't snatch most of these people up. They knew what they were getting into. They were in a bad way in Europe. In a bad way. And to get up out of there, you know, to get a new chance, a new start with 50 acres of land, and if you can produce on it, you get the land for free. It's worth a shot for 7 years of work and learning a skill. These people knew exactly what they were doing when they were getting on these boats. Right? So we got to get past this whole colorism, lookership, because before 1681, right, there was nobody in the world who was called white. White means European and Christian. That's all it means. It doesn't have anything to do with skin color. It has to do with affiliation and social status. So there were many brown-skinned, blue-black Negroes like Daniel Webster, right, who came over here even in the late 1700s and early 1800s, who at that time were black as shoe leather, but were called white. I even got that on in my family tree. I got people in the 1830s who they say are white, who in the 1840s turned to mulattoes, who in the 1850s turned to Indians, who in the 1870s turned into Negroes. So we're watching people change social statuses, right, until the 1870s, which what I call Jim Crow, or Reconstruction. But what are they reconstructing? Right? To construct something would mean you built it up. To reconstruct it means something was already there. You took it and twisted it and did your own thing. What comes out in 1870 is a new government. So who was running the old government? When we look back all the way to the earliest times of the Whigs, the Federalists, the very first Know Nothings, all these people, they were brown skinned for the most part. They were Indians. They ran where they were. You dig what I'm talking about? This is the story they've been telling backwards the whole time. You know, so when I hear stories about the Gullah Geechee, now the crazy part is, you want to hear my
when you say they've been telling backwards, who are you referring to? Hey, Mahalia. Hey, sister, good to see you.
I'm talking about the compulsory learning system in America. They teach this to our children.
Exactly.
You never, Yaquab, I'm gonna tell you something I shouldn't know, but I absolutely know about your family. Right? I know this about your family. If you ever met your grandmother, she never told you, not once, never, that you was from some African Mbutu tribe over there in Western Africa and you was a slave and you got brought up to slave. She never told you that. Not once. You want to know how I know she didn't tell you that, Yaquab? Because your grandmama is my grandmama.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how I know. Your
Actually,
grandma,
right.
you dig what I'm saying? She ain't tell you nothing about that.
Yeah, Quab.
That's true.
Yeah,
And
Quab.
but you know what she did tell you? You know what she did tell you, your Quab? No, your grandfather had a farm down south with 400 acres. We had pigs and blah blah blah. And I heard and remember that your grandmama was a full-blood Cherokee.
Yeah, actually, that's right.
Didn't she say it?
Yeah, that's the truth.
I'm telling you, that wasn't us. We got sold a bill of goods during Reconstruction. Right? Reconstruction means disenfranchise the Negro. Because what were you reconstructing? You were reconstructing the old government.
Man, we better put. I'm telling you, brethren, man, we better put Cal on tape because he ain't gonna be around long talking this stuff.
Man, Calvin got a lot on his mind, man.
You know, somebody better put this brother underground, man.
I'm definitely not afraid. You dig what I'm saying?
Got a lot on his mind, man.
Definitely not afraid. See what they gonna do, Yaquab, is see they don't know Jaja is like a fungus. So if you go ahead and take me out, I'm gonna be like a spore. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna spread and affect everything. Y'all better leave me alone, is what you better do. Because I got somebody who can fight on my side. I got the greatest fighter. Huh?
Yeah, that's true, man. Light answers light.
Come on. And then guess what? When you turn up light on the darkness, it flees.
Hey, like it says.
You can't stand next to the light.
Yeah,
I
like
ain't worried, Yaquab. I ain't scared. I did everything negative with no fear in my life. Why would I now live in fear when I'm doing good?
That's why I stay close to the light, boy. I can't. I'm too scared. I can't get in that darkness.
I'm scared too. I'm scared too. But see, I'm scared for y'all.
Right.
I ain't scared for me. I ain't scared for me. I'm scared for y'all.
I feel that in my heart.
Y'all don't know where I've come from. I come from the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. I've touched it twice and been back. I ain't afraid of nothing. I ain't afraid of God. I ain't afraid of nothing. So come and get me. Because what you're going to do is spread this word wider. Because see, it ain't going to be no one Malcolm this time. Ain't going to be no one Martin, no one Jesus, no one Moses, no one Abram, no one Zarathustra. There's going to be millions of us.
Millions. It's millions of us. Right? It's millions of us. Hey, I was saying this.
That's the second resurrection right there.
Hey, I was saying this the other day. Man. It's gonna be a whole bunch of Calvins, a whole bunch of Durrells, a whole bunch of Quab, a whole bunch of Tonys. You know what I'm talking about?
Listen.
And then they gonna do about it.
If them babies listen, it's gonna be a problem for the world. We're gonna push all the darkness back.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is the babies get it.
Yeah.
The babies get it before we do, the so-called old heads.
Yeah.
They get it. You tell a baby, hey, do as much good as you can and do it for somebody else. They be like, well, that makes sense. All you got to do is eat good and live good. That's it. That's all I got to do.
Yep.
Be nice to people and eat vegetables.
Hey, my son will tell you all day, sharing is caring.
Yeah.
That's it, Pop. That's what they be saying. That's it, Pop. That's all. I can do that. Boy, you done set them people. You done set they are a boulder on the top of a mountain, just rolling down at that point, unstoppable. Right? Once they figure out that it's that easy, there's no fear needed. Nobody coming to save you but you. I got your back till you get grown.
That's the thing, man.
To you save you. Boy, listen, they get it. They be like, oh, yeah, that's easy. That's better than 613 statutes, laws, and commandments, ain't it? Try to eat some veggies and do some good.
I gotta for real, man. I gotta get you back on because I can't hang with this episode because my mind is blown up. No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Hey, you keep on doing that laugh like that, man. That's calm.
Here, man. We got a full spread in the room now. Look at the chat.
Boy, we got Taz up in here. What up, Taz? Malachi Maccabee up in this thing.
Hey, I'm about to
Hey, Cal, for real though, man, you gotta I want you to come back on, man, and break it down again because I mean I just can't get it all right now, man. It's so
you hitting it. You hitting it hard.
I want to play devil's advocate with you.
You hitting it hard.
It's all good.
I mean, this is too much, man.
Yeah, you hitting it hard.
But the thing is it's not. It's easy. This is what it is. Let me tell you what it is. Chew on some vegetables and do some good for somebody. That's it. It's all.
No, I'm a vegetarian already.
Yeah, them the first two. Them the first two laws right there. That's the first law. The first law: purify your body and treat others how you expect to be treated.
Yeah, and do some good work for somebody.
That's the first law. Works. Yeah, purify your body and do good works. That's the first law. That's the first law.
There ain't nothing else.
It's the first law.
What I'm saying is there ain't nothing else. Everything else you added on to you.
Them the commandments right there.
And listen, your Quab, you so far ahead of the game. If you've tamed your stomach, you are already adding on to yourself daily, sir. Daily. Your growth is exponential, whether you know it or not. You're going to get this whether you know it or not. Sometimes you just wake up in the morning and what you didn't understand last night, you totally overstand it today.
Yep.
I swear that's how it works. I can't even make it up this good.
Hey, speaking of which, though, real quick, I'm about to get out of here. Speaking of which, I'm about to head over to We the People and read Judgment 18 to them real quick, man, and then give me a good night sleep.
Hey, put the brother link. Who where are you going? Put it in the
send us the link. Send us the link.
I'm going over to We the People and crack this OAHSPE open because I came prepared to like spread some light tonight, and I'm finna do that before I go to bed.
Well, salute, brother. Salute.
That's right. Hey, bro, put it in the chat so the rest of us can see it too.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it now and put it in the chat.
You talking about with El Ya?
Yeah, I'm about to go crack the OAHSPE open and get reading because I was really amped. All right, I'm gonna do it now. But listen, I was really amped to get out this information, man. And I'm not gonna be waiting for Hilltop. He didn't push it back, man, about 3-4 times, 2-3 times already, man.
All right, put the link in the chat.
Get this light out either way. If you need me to crack the Jehovah Chronicles open, we gonna get this.
Let's do that. Let's do that real quick. Go ahead and crack it open, Calvin, real quick, man. Let's get this light out, man, because I can't prepare to spread some light tonight.
You don't want to do it on We the People?
I'm kind of torn.
You ain't saying
it's really not their topic right now, man. Let's go ahead and hop on Cosmo Cal TV and let's get this out, man. It's only gonna be about an hour and a half.
Okay.
All right, let me get my stuff together. I'll see y'all in a minute.
All right.
Hey, what's the topic, Daryl Cosmo?
It's just, man, like what happened to the spirit after death, man. We're just gonna talk about that. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Daryl, I can't copy and paste that link.
Oh, hold on. Actually, we're not gonna go there. We're gonna go to Cosmo Cal channel. Just go. If you subscribed already to his channel, go ahead. I'll link up in there. I'm gonna go ahead and read this piece, man, and go and give me some sleep.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
I'm up there.
Yeah. Good to see you, Tony.
Hey, man. Good to see you too, brother, man. We're gonna chop it up.
Yeah, join Calvin's live, man. We're gonna go here and have a quick little discussion about spirit after death.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Much love.
I'll be over in a second.
Peace.
All right, man.
Oh man, you brother, wow, man. It was a full spread tonight, man. I'm gonna go ahead.
Dave, boy, that guy Dave, man, and Dave's so humble with it. You know, Dave got a lot of information too, but Dave humble with it now.
Yeah, you know, you can't have these brothers bringing it all out at the same time because we would explode. You know,
and that's what it's supposed to do. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. So it spill over, and you can go the next day.
Yeah, man. Our cup
and I know it's a lot for you, Quab. I know it's a lot for you, man, because this is what you want. You want this. You want this, and you said it. You say, "Yo, Tone, when you come on, you gonna bring other brothers out." You know what I'm saying? Even though they already want to hop on, you know, but it's just like another big family reunion when all of us get together. And you got to think about this: spending every day like this with your brethren, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much joy.
Well, I asked when I started when I first got this StreamYard, I asked the creator to build it, and that's exactly what's happening now. So I'm not surprised, and I'm just as thrilled as can be.
Oh, hey, you can't stop the streaming light, man. You just gotta let it flow in.
Yeah, I love it, man. Hey, we're gonna pick it up again, and
Oh,
Dave, if I'm gonna try it again tomorrow. Unless we get talking, or if I don't make it a file, I'm gonna ask you to come back with that file so I can read it.
Okie dokie, sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna head over there. I'm gonna close it up. So
all right,
you
man.
ready to give the last word? Go ahead, and I'll wait.
Okay.
Love you, brothers,
Peace,
man.
brother.
Love. Peace, man. Look, I'm holding my screen out the way.
Unity.
All right, brethren. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for
All
coming
right,
in.
man. Y'all take it easy. Love you guys, man. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah, Mahal, you right, boy. You right. Watch what you ask for. The Creator is marvelous. Yeah. If you want to be selfless, if you want to do something, you're gonna get answered. I'm telling you the truth, man. You know, you might as well consider it done. You come in the right spirit. So I'm gonna shut it down, brethren. Thanks for joining me. I recommend y'all head over to Cal's channel and check them out, what they're gonna bring out. Want to give thanks to the Creator, this opportunity, brethren coming in, sharing, and the way you seem to be building up the channel so that, brethren, we can all come in. And can't thank you enough, Creator, for the wisdom that went out tonight, the brother, his information, and showing us the darkness that is in the world. And can't thank you enough for that. And pray that you bless these brethren who see this video with peace, love, light, wisdom, protection, spirit to do what is right by other brethren, that we would esteem one another above ourselves, and that you would just help us to grow and really, really appreciate one another. So thank you, Creator. All right, brethren, that's the best I can do for today. Thank you all for joining me. Really blesses my. I'm telling you, man, you brother, I don't want to sound selfish, but y'all keep me going. You brethren who come in and you support the not only just this channel, but sharing with other brethren. Man, I just can't, I can't give thanks to the Creator enough. So I just thank you from the bottom of my heart until I see you again on Friday. Brethren, please, peace, joy, wisdom, knowledge, patience, endurance be with all of you. Shalom.